This is Tired of News. In the last 30 days, the President of the United States has publicly threatened military action against multiple countries, sometimes directly, sometimes casually, sometimes with aides reinforcing the message afterwards. Much of this rhetoric has been framed under what Trump himself has called the Don-roe Doctrine. A play on the Monroe Doctrine, it is Trump's assertion that the Western Hemisphere is America's exclusive sphere of control, enforced not just diplomatically, but militarily if necessary. Tonight, I want to lay out which countries have been threatened, what actually was said, and why this pattern carries serious risk, even if no war ultimately follows. First of all, Venezuela. Venezuela is not hypothetical. It is the reference point. Following U.S. military action there, Donald Trump said, "We're restoring American dominance in the Western Hemisphere. Nobody is going to question it again." He later added, "If other countries think they can test us the way Venezuela did, they're wrong." The message was explicit. Military force is now a demonstrated tool, not a distant option. Second, Colombia. When asked whether Colombia could be next, Trump did not hedge. "Sounds good to me." He described Colombia's leadership as corrupt and linked the country directly to narcotics trafficking. Colombian officials publicly interpreted this as a credible threat, not offhand talk, a notable escalation between two longtime security partners. Third, Cuba. Trump described Cuba as ready to fall. He framed Cuba's vulnerability as a consequence of regional instability and suggested U.S. action could follow Venezuela's precedent. No formal plan was announced. The implication was sufficient. Fourth, Mexico. Trump again raised the possibility of U.S. military involvement inside Mexico, stating, "They have to get their act together. If they don't, we're going to have to do something." He reiterated that he has offered U.S. troops to deal with cartel violence. Mexico's president publicly rejected the idea, calling it unacceptable foreign intervention. Fifth, Iran. While Iran lies outside the Western Hemisphere, it remains part of Trump's threat posture. Trump warned of severe retaliation and consequences like they've never seen before. The language mirrors prior confrontations and keeps military escalation explicitly on the table. 6. Greenland. Finally, Greenland, a U.S. ally's territory. The White House confirmed that military force has not been ruled out in discussions about asserting U.S. control. Senior officials emphasized national security concerns related to Russia and China. Stephen Miller framed it this way: "America will no longer apologize for protecting its strategic interest wherever they are." Denmark called the comments alarming. What are the risks? Even if no additional wars occur, the pattern carries real consequences. 1. Normalization of threat rhetoric. Military force becomes casual, not exceptional. 2. Misinterpretation risk. Adversaries and allies alike must assume threats are real. Alliance erosion. Partners begin planning defensively against the United States. Escalation spirals. One offhand remark can force another country to respond militarily. 5. Domestic desensitizing the American people. War talk loses moral gravity when repeated without restraint. None of this requires outrage to recognize its seriousness. When a president repeatedly threatens military action across regions, allies, and rivals, the danger is not just what happens next, it's what becomes thinkable. This is Tired of News.